with all the crying and the screaming and the screaming and the pillow screaming, you know, it's emotion proof. Happy 15-minute, no, that's not how we start this. Hi MalPals and NewPals, happy 15-ish minute Friday. I think this one might go over because I have a lot to talk about because I could not restrain myself of picking 2 items for each category, because it's like when I was picking the products, I'm like, I can't hurt this one's feelings because I use it just as much. So let's just get into this before I need a whole like therapy session, you know? So today I am talking about my high-end products that are worth the price, that are worth it to me, that I use nearly every day and have repurchased. I'm going from foundation all the way through an entire face of makeup basically, and all of these products will not fail you. You will not dislike them. They are quality and you will feel like you did not waste your money and you're like, uh-oh, I like this and I can't talk myself out of it. Just fair warning. Let's start with high-end foundations that I feel, this is all personal, but honestly,
I have great taste.
Because of that, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I deserve it at this point, and you don't want to miss, honestly,
Quality.
quality over quantity here. I'm not saying the drugstore is bad, because I am going into the swimming pool of drugstore and I found some really great products that I love. I'm actually wearing a drugstore foundation right now that I am reviewing today, which you will have seen Wednesday. But what I'm saying is, you have to think about how much money you're spending and what type of products you're getting for your money. And I feel like I'm gonna get off my soapbox because these are worth it. These are worth the investment. These are things that I use every single day pretty much for everyday looks. There is not anything in here that's like trendy that I will just like forget about, you know? So, all right, let's get into some quality stuff here. The first foundation I want to talk about is something I haven't shut up about since I've tried it for the first time this year, and you guys have recommended this forever, and I did a full review on the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is absolutely life-changing. I have very dry, irritable skin. When I apply this foundation, it just looks like I'm a brand new woman. I don't know what it is. Then I recently saw, okay, don't take my word for it. Take Ariana Grande's makeup artist word for it. Literally said this is the best foundation, what they use on all of their celebrity clients. It's what they used on her for her wedding day makeup, which is one of the best makeup looks I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, she was wearing Armani Luminous Silk. This foundation I have worn for special occasions every day, and it looks just as beautiful as when you first apply it to when you take it off. How many ever hours? I don't know. Like I said in my review video,
I don't know who they sold their soul
to create this type of formula, but girl, it was worth contract. I probably honestly. Next is something that I haven't shut up about for years now. It is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. Yeah, I'm almost out of this bottle, but this foundation, okay, I have to say, if you're not familiar, this has more of a satin to natural finish. This has a glowier to natural finish. It's glowier than this. There's a reason why I haven't shut up about this foundation over the years, is because I can't get enough of it. I wear it all the time. I literally toggle between these 2 foundations constantly every day, unless I'm forcing myself to get through a foundation that I've purchased, or I'm doing a foundation review, which is what's going on today. So these 2, totally worth the money. I normally get 6 to 8 months of wear out of a foundation. Expiration on foundations is usually 12 months. So if you're someone who doesn't really use foundation a lot, or you use minimal coverage, you can get a full 12 months out of these 2 foundations. It's, you know, if you think about it, breaking it down every day, let's say, okay, I believe the Armani is $65. Sounds like, oh my God, right? You're paying $5 a day to look incredible and be just perfect. Girl, that's a coffee at Starbucks. So I don't love it. I will spend more money on a concealer because I use concealer nearly every day, and my under eyes are dry and I have very dark circles because I have an autoimmune disease, so I'm mostly sick all the time. So I want something under my eyes that is gonna just make me look healthy, cover the darkness, and not get crepey. And I don't care. I'm gonna talk about it. again, the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. This is what I'm wearing today. It literally, I don't know how, but you apply it, it covers, it blurs. It has a blurring effect. It is stunning. Today I'm wearing the shade 3 because I'm a little darker, but when I am not tanned a little bit, I use the shade 2. I will say this, I have over the past year loved applying concealer, letting it dry down a little bit to get more coverage and blending it out. Learned that from Jackie Aina a long time ago, but this one you cannot do it. I have tried to let it sit and then blend it out. It stays where you put it. You don't have minimal work time, but you can't be doing that trick with this. A little goes a long way, and it is one of the most stunning concealers I have ever tried. Now, if you are looking for something that you can apply, let it sit, blend it out, and get a little more coverage because you've let it dry down, I haven't shut up about this either. The Tom Ford Emotion Proof Concealer. Now, I have had a lot of nervous mental breakdowns over this past year, and this concealer actually is emotion proof, and I can attest to this. With all the crying and the screaming and the screaming and the pillow screaming, you know, it's emotion proof. And this is, it's strange because it has really great coverage, but it is a very thin liquidy formula. Love this concealer, and I feel like nobody talks about it. I bought this like on a whim at Sephora. I was like, emotion proof. Girl, I'm like emotionally unstable right now. I feel like this is gonna work. And it did. Setting powders. There's a reason why I've talked about these two setting powders for years and will not stop, because they are my favorite. I have tried very, very high end, like the La Mer loose powder, to drugstore, and these two I use every single day when I'm wearing makeup. The Laura Mercier Candle Glow powder. This is the shade 1. They are discontinuing the shade 2, which is, that's fine. It's fine. This is an incredible all over face powder and under eye powder. I set my foundation and my concealer with this, and it just gives me not like a shimmery finish, even though it looks shimmery in the pan. After it has set, it just gives me a healthy look to my foundation. When I apply a matte foundation or whatever, or I feel like it's just setting dry, apply this. I know it sounds crazy, powder to dry skin, but this gives you life after you apply it. And then I don't care, I still love baking it. You know, if you live in a hot and humid climate, I highly suggest to bake. And here's the thing, you might not like it because you might not be using the right powder to do it, so you don't look crusty and dusty. I have been using the Laura Mercier translucent powder to bake under my eyes and my nose for years, okay? And it has never failed me, even when I was on Glam Masters under way more hot studio lights than this, and I was working like 18-hour days filming that show. My makeup looked flawless because of this. And I don't set my entire face with this translucent powder, but when I was on set, this is riding up on my boob. You know, it's like one of those crop tops and then it's got the band and then it just goes. I would set my entire face and my makeup would stay for all of those hours of like just crying and eating, everything we did on the show on set. I have not looked back since then, and Laura Mercier's translucent powder is beautiful to bake and to set your entire face. Girl, I don't know how many times I've repurchased bronzers. Now here's the thing. To me, I feel like powdered bronzers can be hit or miss. Like, you can really find some great powdered bronzers at the drugstore, and you can find some pretty great bronzers, you know, high end. Really, it's all about undertone and what works for you. But what I have found that I have had a hard time finding at the drugstore are cream bronzers. For one, it's like a foundation because it is emollient. It goes directly on your skin or over your makeup. So I prefer a high-end cream bronzer. I'm gonna talk about it. This is a product I have purchased for since 2013. It is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 1. This is like, I don't know, my 5th one or something, and I'm hitting pan now. I usually don't go through the highlight as much as the bronzer, but this is beautiful. You get 2 products, and if you like cream highlight, this is beautiful. It's sheer. It gives you more of that like natural glow highlight. But I love this bronzer. It lasts. I don't have to set it with a powder bronzer. The undertones of this I feel like are great on fair skin and when I'm a little bit tanned, but it lasts such a long time. I believe $88 now. When I was first purchasing it, I believe it was like $75. So inflation, you know, I can get like a whole year out of this, and I'm telling you, it's worth it if you want to look good. If you want to spend a little less money and still look as incredible, the only other cream bronzer that I can rely on in the summer and the winter at all times of my skin tones is the Fenty Beauty cream bronzers. This is my second one now that I've gone through. Girl, we use this today and she is like, please throw me out. But no, I'm not going to. Do you see this? I have all of this left. I will use it. This is in the shade Butter Biscuit. I also like the shade Macchiato, but for bronzing, this is my gal. And I love this just as much as I love this. It's just this you get two products with. Now, blushes, okay? I feel like blush is another hit or miss. There's great ones at the drugstore that can be just as good as high-end, but I have two here that cannot be beat. Cannot be beat. Let's talk about the most recent one that I have discovered that I haven't shut up about, the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch in Love. This is a true warm red. It's what I have on, but I have something layered. This formula is so beautiful. It is matte, but it's also a cream blush, and it is truly matte. And she has like glowy ones. I haven't tried those yet. I need to, but this has been my like BFF since I purchased it. Let's talk about like my all-time favorite powder blush. Cannot be beat. I don't care what anybody says. The way it applies, the way it layers, all of it. The Laura Mercier in general color infusion blushes are freaking amazing. My go-to shade is Ginger and Chai, but I told you I'm trying to only mention two, okay? And I'm like, oh, I gotta go get Ginger. Look at this. It's such a beautiful neutral deep peach. I layered this over Love today, as you are watching me do, and it is a beautiful combo. I love layering these two together, but I'm sorry if this is boring, but these are the products that are worth the money, and that is why I have repurchased them and talked about them for years. So, adult races, I'm so ready to take these off. Highlighters. This is a highlighter that I have repurchased, I don't know how many times, probably 3 times now, and it is so stunning. I used to be obsessed with Dior makeup back in the day, like back in the old days of my YouTube channel, like the lipsticks that were, you pop them open, they had like the, you know, I'll have it, and they were like kind of sheer. I couldn't get enough. I don't know how many I had. It was ridiculous. This is one thing that has been a mainstay since discovering my love for Dior makeup. The Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in the shade 001. It is what I have on today, and that I don't have any other highlight on, and look at it. And here, this is why I love this so much, is because it gives you like that Instagram glow. If you want to, you can like build it up, but it's like a more mature version of it. It gives you that high intensity highlight, but it's not, the shimmers are so small that it just looks like a glow. It doesn't look like a shimmery highlight even in sunlight. It takes forever to get through one of these. I highly recommend this even for your eyeballs. It's beautiful as eyeshadow. It is just one of those products. I mean, look at the packaging. You know, like, oh, I just feel like a high-end 70-year-old that's like at brunch and is like, oh, here's my Dior compact. My second one, I don't care, okay? I know I've mentioned a lot of Laura Mercier products, but it's because I love the brand, and they're just one of those brands that you can rely on to put out good products. And that is why I buy and use their products so much. The Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder and Highlight 01. I love, they have a bronze shade of this. It's somewhere, but like I said, we're just holding on until we get our organization with Joy set up. It is a nightmare. This is stunning as a highlight. Again, it is like the Dior. It gives you just like a more mature highlight. It gives you that glow. It is so finely milled because it is a powder. It's kind of shocking, the glow it can give you. Like, look at that. But you've probably seen me use this, if you're not new to this channel, a million bajillion times. Okay, I'm kind of getting out of order here a little bit, but now we're on to eyes and lips. Brows. Hourglass Arch Brow in Platinum Blonde. This is why I'm partial to this, because as a blonde, it is a very hard, high-end or drugstore to find a blonde brow pencil that does not make you look like you have red eyebrows. And this is a product that I have relied on for years and years, and it's never disappointed me. I do think they changed the packaging. It's gotten a little lighter. I had an old one a while ago and I was like, oh, this is lighter. But whatever, it's still the same, and it's like this really great triangular, how am I gonna do this? Triangular shape, so you can get, you know, like fine detail with this point, and you can get like quick fill in if you go flat. But this, in hot, humid weather, does not melt off my eyebrows. It goes beautifully over, like if you apply foundation on your eyebrows, it can go over it. It's not waxy, it's not too dry. Brow gel. Now, I really wanted to mention the e.l.f. Jen Atkin brow pomade, brow and hair pomade, because I love it, but it's not high end. But that's a freaking great product, and I hope they keep it around in some form or fashion. But holy grail, been using this forever since it came out, the M Cosmetics Flexi Brow in clear. It has such a small spoolie. You can get your whole eyebrow set, but you can also get in there with detail. I have like a problem with the front of my brows wanting to lay downward, so I have to have something that has enough hold and flexibility to get those brow hairs to stay up, and this little tiny brush does the job so well. So it just goes right through. It doesn't disturb what I've already put on my brows, which I appreciate. So this is why you see these two and a lot of these other products in my info box like all the time, because all of these are just, you know, I feel safe with. I only chose one because there is only one mascara for me, and that is Hourglass Caution Mascara. All right, you're gonna get sick of this. I don't care. I don't buy any other mascara. Like seriously, high-end wise, drugstore wise, there is nothing like this mascara. If they discontinue this, I will probably just cut my eyelashes off, because there will be no point. It's that good. Because if you have hooded lids like I do, it is not just like, I can use any mascara and does it flake? Oops, oh well. If you have hooded lids, your mascara gets all over your eyelids. It's a nightmare. You are wanting a mascara that doesn't get on your lids, doesn't like sweat off or make you look insane. This is it. Forgot to tell you. Favorite high-end and drugstore whatever over everything. Lily Lashes Miami Lights. I've used these for years. I have a subscription. I get them every month. I use them every month. I feel like they're just like the perfect shape for my eyes, and they're very comfortable. I don't think I could use another lash, so that's just that. Okay, eyeshadows. Eyeshadow palettes that are worth the money, that I use constantly. This one is newer to me, and it's a little controversial because I have kind of shit on Natasha Denona eyeshadows before, and it was just the big eyeshadow palette. I love the minis. I can't tell you how many I have. This baby, the Natasha Denona Camel palette. I can't tell you how long I put off getting this. Apparently they don't sell this at Sephora anymore, but I bought mine at the sale like right away, and a lot of you were like, it's not even on the site anymore. How'd you get it? I don't know, but it's on Beautylish. So beautiful. And it is so like neutral. You can use it every day. But what stands out about this palette being just like a neutral palette is like this shade is very unique. It looks a little warm, but it comes off cool. They blend beautifully. The shimmer, the two shimmers are very different. This one is much finer shimmer, so it gives you more of like a glow to the lid. And then this shimmer here is like shimmer, 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 glitter time. And both of these go beautifully together. It's just a very cohesive palette that I appreciate. It's smaller. You guys know I love like mini palettes. I have so many on my desk. I love something small like this to travel with. They're just easier to hold in your hand, and you can get so many different looks with this. Next, in general, I feel like Pat McGrath's eyeshadows are worth the money. My favorite eyeshadow palette, I bought the big one, and I like it, but this is neutral, so I use it way more often. This is the Bronze Ambition palette. I mean, look at the, you know, the packaging is incredible. But you're seeing me apply this shimmery shade here. This eyeshadow palette, okay, I've had this for quite some time, and the eyeshadows are still really, really stunning. They're glowy. This brown blends out beautifully. This is the only matte shade in this entire palette. But all of these go so well together. You can get smoky, you can get light. I mean, look at the glow on my lids. It's just, anyway, her palettes like this, totally worth the money, very expensive. They last forever, high quality the whole time. And you're gonna just get the most blended out, beautiful eye looks with her eyeshadows. Anyway, totally worth it. Totes worth it. Use it all the time. Last but not least, lips. Okay, lipsticks. Oh girl, I've been up since 6. I'm tired. Lipsticks and blushes are my two favorite makeup items to purchase and try. They're just my favorites out of everything. Everything else to me is like a necessity. Blush and lipsticks are just fun. I have to mention what I have on today. This is new, but you guys know I've been like going through a
Ravenous.
Charlotte Tilbury lipstick purchasing rage. Came on Sephora because it was sold out everywhere and I nabbed it. This is the lipstick in Nude Romance. Look at this packaging. Just look at the packaging. Come on, don't focus there. Okay, and then you open it, and then you have that little heart. It reminds me of like heart, like the Power Ranger heart. Heart. Bloop, 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 bloop. I hated that noise, by the way. And I had to secretly watch Power Rangers because I wasn't allowed to. Because I grew up in a very conservative home.
And that was demonic.
But back to the lipstick, it's beautiful. She's killing it with her packaging lately, and I love that she sells refills. She sells them refills, and I get them for cheaper. Her lipsticks are $36, but her refills are $25. It's literally the same amount. You can just put them back in the beautiful packaging. Genius. Can't shut up about these because it is what it is. The Patrick Ta lip creams. These are so beautiful. This is the shade She's Independent. It's the one that I use the most, but they're like minty, completely full coverage, and they're very creamy, but they somehow last all day and dry down to a satin finish. And even after eating, they're just stunning. I have every single shade. I bought every single shade. Like a liquid lipstick feel, but it doesn't dry your lips out. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite high-end products are that you repurchase and that you like rely on and that you feel like are worth the money. To be honest, you don't need like high-end eyeshadows or whatever. I personally believe that face products are where it's at because that is going on directly on your skin. You want something that's not going to irritate your skin. Foundation, concealer, powder. High-end, I feel like I just get more bang for my buck in that area. Eyeshadows and even lipsticks, mascaras, those are really hit or miss high-end. So if you just want to try something high-end that you're going to use and pick up all the time and get your money's worth, foundation, concealer, powder. I will have everything I talked about in the links below, and let us know what you think is worth it or not worth it. Definitely ran into some products where I'm like, why did I spend $80 on this? A lot from Chanel. Ooh, once they changed their creative director and whatever they did, I don't enjoy their products anymore. So I don't know. You know, like I said, hit or miss. Let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. How many times did I say that? Okay, goodbye.
All right.